Happy December, everybody. And this is Auntie, and I am here to talk top of the blog. Y'all, as you all know, Kandi announced, I guess it has been about a week ago, that she has filed for a divorce from Todd. Hello there, Yazelle. Hello there, Sugar. Oh my God. But this thing is getting quite ugly. And I think it's going to be a real ugly baby that they are about to have. Downtown to Todd and Candy's world. Let me share with y'all some information really quick. We're going to get in. Hey, Sawade, we're going to get in here and get out. According to page 6, Kandi Burruss ex Todd Tucker's request. Okay. Hold on. Let me bring this up because I like to bring it up so you can at least see it. Okay. Now, I will make sure that I put the link to the sites that I will be quoting. Hey, Barbara, in the description box. Okay. I hope y'all ready to be here with me for a while. Okay. All right. So let me share my screen and give y'all the headline from page 6. Kandi Burruss, ex Todd Tucker, requests primary custody of kids and questions the prenup as this divorce turns ugly. Okay, and I mean ugly. According to page 6, Kandi Burruss' estranged husband, Todd Tucker, has requested primary custody of their 2 kids and is questioning their prenup in their divorce. On November 26th, Todd reportedly filed a response to Kandi's divorce petition. In the documents, which were obtained by Us Weekly, Tucker, 52, claimed that he and the escaped singer's 2 children, Ace, 9 years old, and Blaze, 6, are currently residing with him in Georgia as Kandi tends to out-of-state work obligations. So I guess what he is saying, honey, is that he has been indeed running the daddy daycare. I guess, hey JW, I guess he was like, she want to run the street, do she? She want to run the street. Hey, welcome, sweetie. If she want to run the street, okay. He said, okay. We gonna pay. You gonna pay to play. You want to be out there in the street. Now we know that Todd had in another video, right, that I did not share with y'all. But downtown to the blogs, they have brought up some conversations that Todd and Kandi have been having over the time period. Hello, sweetie. And one of the questions that he had asked Kandi was whether or not men should get credit when they help build someone's career. So I'm assuming that Todd is saying, you going to pay me for my stay. I've been taking care of the kids while you've been building your career, and you're going to pay me for it. Now, we got to be fair. If he has been running the daddy daycare, to just maybe he maybe do a little bit. But he is asking for, according to page 6, and Us Weekly, he's been saying he been taking care of them while she been out of town. Now, I don't know whether or not Kandi gonna go for this. You know Mama Joyce is somewhere in the background saying I told you so. Okay. But honey, they said that the part that Kandi and Todd have been working cooperatively in an effort to resolve all the issue, and Todd remains committed to continuing their discussion in good faith. Now, I believe that Todd is I believe that Todd, there is a rumor, and I probably need to pull it up. But word downtown on the curb is that Todd is saying that he signed the divorce, I believe, under duress. And because, as we all remember, when they had the episode of Kandi and Todd getting married, allegedly Todd's attorneys were not there and that he signed it under duress. Thank you so much. Thank you. So he is alleging that he signed it under duress. Now, I saw an episode where they went back and Todd was like, have you ever done this before? Had to do this, have somebody sign a prenup the day of the wedding. And did I not say that? I meant to say the prenup. If I did not say the prenup, that's what I meant to say. Okay, Millicent said, I had a feeling he would say he signed that prenup under duress. This is about to get real ugly. This is about to be some serious foo la la. He is absolutely questioning. Okay, so I went to Us Weekly, who they said is the source, right? They said that Todd said that in the hopefully unlikely event that they are unable to reach a custody deal, he will be seeking primary physical custody, joint legal custody, and final decision-making authority. Let me put this downtown in the chat so y'all can see what he is, especially for those people who are coming later on. This is what Todd is asking for. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. Okay, let me see if I can put it here. Let me put this in here for y'all real quick. I'm going to see if it works. Hold on. Let me put this in here. Hold on, y'all. Okay, hold on. Now, why is pulling all of that? It's not pulling what I want, y'all, so I'm going to take it out. Hold on. Let me just take that out. And let me go back to the comment section because I think... Yeah, let me take these out. Let me take these out, y'all. Hold on, because for some reason it put all of it in here, and this is not what I wanted. It just needs to do what I asked it to do. Y'all know what I'm saying? Todd is not looking good to me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I think that a lot of us was thinking maybe Todd is not asking for or marry Kandi for the money. Maybe Todd did not stay with Kandi for the money. But the way that it's looking is that Todd is baby daycare and that he wants Kandi to pay him for taking care of them kids. That means so he proposed having substantial time and meaningful access to the children. Todd Tucker, lawyer, praised Burruss as a mother. His filing noted Todd wishes to make clear that he that Kandi as a loving and capable parent and remains sincerely hopeful that prior and continued discussions between the parties will bring full resolution to all matters. He admitted that he signed a prenuptial agreement before marrying Kandi on April 4th of 2014, but he suggested he was pressured into signing it without his lawyers around. However, Todd's lawyer said the agreement was presented to Todd without Todd having counsel, even though Kandi, then counsel, had communicated previously with Todd regarding a potential prenuptial agreement. So Todd is absolutely backpedaling and pussy popping. I don't know why he didn't see this coming and did a post. But he said, just in case, I'm going to keep this in my back pocket. Isn't that funny that now this is the Todd said you gonna pay him for running daddy daycare. That's what I'm getting from it. That's my, my opinion about it. Despite that knowledge, Kandi's counsel said the final agreement that Todd signed immediately before the wedding ceremony without any notice or consultation had been significantly engaged in the whole entire negotiation process. But he said he willing to work with her if possible. His counterclaim for the divorced child is a demand. He wants division of all marital assets, both real and personal, tangible and intangible, between the parties. Let's see what that means. What does this mean? Let's break this down. I think I know what it means, but we're going to have a conversation about it, ain't we, y'all? Oh, yes, we are. Hold on. Okay. Let's see what this means. Y'all know me, I be wanting to dive in. Okay, so in simple terms, I asked, what does it mean? It says all property that the couple owns, any houses, cars, money, furniture, bank accounts, retirement funds, valuables, or anything else of value Todd wanted. He wanted to be divided between the two of them. And Chat GPT said basically everything that they own together, no matter what kind of property it is, must be split up as part of the separation and or the divorce. So Todd came to he came to play. Todd came to play. He came to play, but I thought that Kandi had already said anything that the two of them had made together, he was going to get. So now, why is he sitting there doing that? They said that Kandi basically thanked him for surviving the Real Housewives of Atlanta drama in BravoCon. Okay, so they have her speech out here. Let me see if I can find her speech, because they said that she did, she did holler at him. She did give him some credit. Let me see what his speech is. No, they don't have it in here. They talk about it, but they don't have it in here. Todd is coming to play hardball with Kandi. But here's the thing about it though. Um, they've been married 10 years. They got married in 2014, and here it is 2025, and they're getting a divorce. So this is going to be ugly. What y'all think? Okay, but he had that condo he lied about. That misrepresentation could nullify any claims, maybe. I doubt it, because the prenup was basically that he couldn't have nothing to Kandi, Kandi couldn't have nothing to his. So even though he lied about it, right, neither one of them were bringing their assets to the table at that time. Kandi, in my opinion, and from what I know, right, have wrote a prenup saying that whatever the two of them came into in that relationship with, that's what they leave with. So if he had it and he lied, it's water under the bridge. They done signed the prenup. They're in agreement with what the prenup was. Now Todd is saying, I signed that mother under duress. I was stressed out. I didn't have a lawyer present, but clearly Kandi's attorneys are coming back, according to Us Weekly and Page Six, and saying, no, you were in the negotiations. You knew what this was. Because, and you can tell, because when we were looking at the episodes of when Kandi got married to Todd, Kandi kept saying, Todd, you going to sign the prenup? So Todd knew that the prenup was there. He probably had already looked at it. He had, allegedly, or went and got counsel. He just didn't have counsel there. He waited until the 11th hour to marry Kandi. And I think at that time, Kandi should have known that something was up. I know I would have. Okay. The person that I am, I know I would have. But I don't know if if it would have been enough for me to not marry him. It probably would have been. I think that there was so much money on the line, and I think that Kandi thought that she had a rock solid prenup, that she just went on and married him anyway. Now there words downtown on the curb that Kandi and Todd were in a relationship with some girl, and now this girl is allegedly supposed to be Kandi Boo, and then y'all know Portia then came out with her boo. What is going on? What is going on? Portia done came out with a whole girlfriend. Now, wasn't she just married to somebody named Simon? These people messy as I don't know. I swear, you just don't know. A month, okay? You don't know what turn and twist they're gonna take. But now Portia was somebody. And they said that this girl is Kandi's girlfriend. Child. I told y'all, for all of y'all that been with me for a while, I'm about to start covering Real Housewives, because I got a feeling that downtown to the Housewives is going to be a hot mess express. So I am going to probably be putting my 90 Day Fiance bull back on the shelf because this stuff is so daggone made up and produced. What you say, boo? She said Portia is a long way from when she first joined the show. Okay. Now, I'm just like, what is going on with these people? It's a lot going on. But Todd is like, you about to pay me. I'm about to take these kids. I want the children. Now, I don't know if y'all heard me when I read it. If you haven't, red ball back. Because Todd is like, I ain't got this to do. Child, from lockups to divorce to faking, allegedly faking burglaries, to having 50, 40 aliases. It's a lot. To Karen coming back, Karen Huger coming back. I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna be in front of the television the episode she come back. I'm gonna be in front of the television. Yep, I'm gonna be sitting right there. I'm gonna be sitting right there. But one thing I can say is that Todd did help Kandi with the restaurants. I think that they have dissolved the restaurants and got rid of them. Let me see if they did. Hold on, because I want to be right. I think they did close their restaurants. Yes, Kandi and Todd Tucker restaurants, Old Lady Gang, and Blaze Steak and Seafood have been permanently closed due to a lawsuit. What? Due to a lawsuit for unpaid rent and repair costs, according to recent reports. While the restaurants are currently closed, Kandi has reportedly filed a counterclaim against her landlord, alleging that the landlord was responsible for some of the damages that was caused. What? So it says the restaurant, the lawsuit from the landlord, Montego Pacific Inc., over unpaid rent and repairs and property damages totaling over 154,000. Kandi says she has filed a countersuit accusing the landlord of being responsible for foundational and plumbing issues that led to the extensive water damage, and is fighting to get the restaurants reopened. Oh, so they trying to get them reopened. Okay, so let's go to Us Weekly. Let's add that on too. Let's just go ahead on and talk about that too. Oh my goodness. I thought that they were like trying to dissolve the stuff, right? Because they had already talked about getting a divorce. I don't think that this was a shock to Todd. I think the timeliness of it, right, being done during BravoCon probably was an issue with him. But I think that, this couple have been tight enough for this not to have been a secret. Right. Kandi had already taken his name, changed her name on Instagram and on other social media platforms. So I have a feeling that, they had already talked about it. Right. And then if the rumors are true about this girl that Kandi's supposed to be dating, child, child. So let me bring this one up. Let's look at the headline on this. Child, there's a lot going on. Kandi and husband Todd restaurant face legal issues days before their split. This is an exclusive with, I gotta slow down, for with Us Weekly. Child, there's a lot going on. On November 3rd, Burruss Tucker Restaurant Group, which is run by Burruss and Tucker, filed court documents pleading for an emergency court hearing against the landlord as the restaurant Blaze Steak and Seafood, which they opened in 2020. Burruss Tucker Restaurant Group owns Blaze and the former couple's other restaurant, Old Lady Gang. The landlord is suing for $154,139 in back rent and another $56,000 for repairs done to the location. Burruss Tucker Restaurant Group denied all claims of this wrongdoing, child. In the new filing, Burruss and Tucker Company alleged that the lawsuit over alleged rent is pending. The landlord decided to take matters into their own hand. The company alleged that the landlord took out the signage at Blaze and leased the premises in question without consent or consultation from Kandi or Todd. Moreover, the restaurant group claimed that the landlord cleared out fixtures and other property without their consent. In quotes, it says the landlord has taken the law into their own hands and unjustifiably initiated a depository of from the lease. What? Kandi company said it had been prohibited from operating their business since July of 2024. It accused the landlord of acting with malice and having caused continuous and intentional harm. The company said, no, we didn't. They asked for that emergency hearing to be denied. They said they had already terminated that lease with Todd and Kandi, and they didn't have a right to them place. Oh my goodness. I will make sure that I add this down in the comment section so y'all can get more of what's going on. What you saying, but where you been? Hey, sweetie. Child. And somebody suing Sherry Shepherd. It's a lot going on. If y'all want me to start doing top of the blogs, put a thumbs up in the comment section because we can do some top of the blogs. Child. I think he is. I think he is entitled to it, Giselle. I think so. I think that was the agreement, if I can remember the conversation between them. What you saying, boo? Tar has left Kandi with that with all of his get rich quick themes, a trucking company and restaurants. We had here, okay, we had heard about Kandi being sued and owing money. Okay, we had not heard. Girl, you was typing too fast. We had not heard about Kandi being sued and owing money until she got with Todd. Just saying. Okay. Okay, so I see all the talk, the thumbs up in the okay. I see the thumbs up for me doing top of the blog. Okay, y'all, I'll start doing top of the blogs. What you saying, sweetie? If she funded most of the restaurant, then she gets a bigger percentage of profit. I don't think it works that way. I don't think it works like that way if you funded it right, because a lot of times relationships are upside down. I think that the agreement is if they split half of the marital assets, they split half of the marital access. Now she can ask, and I think file, right, for a reimbursement on something, but half of the marital assets is half of the marital assets. And they need to split the losses due to his poor management, and then he gets what is left, which is why the courts are really fair with stuff like that. If they say half of it, it is the debts will be included in that. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. I think that all of this stuff has been written in a prenup, which is why I have always said if I were to get married, I would absolutely have me a prenup. No if, ands, buts, about it. And I watch people happily get married, not realizing that you have assets. If you got a home or a car, it's an asset. Now, if the car is not paid off, then it's a liability, right? But if you got a home and stuff like that, that's money because more than likely you got equity in at home and you may want to leave that to somebody. Like, why people get married now without having assets? I don't care if you only making $100,000 a year. Your retirement is an asset. Your social security, like all of those things are assets, and people don't view it that way. They look at what they got in their bank account to assess their worth, but it is more than that. And when you get grown, good and grown, you realize that all of that stuff is an asset and needs to be protected. Point blank, period. So this stuff is getting hot and steamy. And again, I will make sure that I leave downtown in the comment section everything y'all need to know about this situation. I love y'all, and until we meet again, y'all be safe out there in those streets and in the water. Make sure you subscribe and hit that thumbs button. And if you got the opportunity and you haven't already spent it, go ahead on the hype the video. That way, more people will know about Auntie's advice. I love you all. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.